and thanks for joining us for Fitness Friday. Once again, I'm joined by one of our favorites, Kelly Lake. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Star?
Good, and today I wanted to talk about yoga and actually where it came from. So I guess the origins, where exactly did yoga come from?
Okay. It's been around for a very long time. They say it's hard to nail down because it could be 5,000 years, it could be 6,000 years, but it originates from India. So they have lots of oral histories of the early days of yoga, but nothing was really written down until about 4,000 years ago. It was one of the first books ever published, actually, was a book about yoga. So it's a long and detailed history, but it's sometimes hard to nail down exactly where everything came from because it was so ancient.
Right. Was it more of a reading process at first and then turned into like movement?
Well, to answer that, I think I'll explain a little bit more about the traditional way people think about yoga.
Okay.
There's 8 limbs of yoga, and the third limb is the poses or asanas. And that's what people think about when they think of yoga. They think about a downward dog or a sun salutation, which is a flow of poses.
Right.
So the third limb of yoga is the movement part of it. And the yogis believe that by using the poses, you'll reach a state of enlightenment. Mm-hmm. They have a word for it, but essentially it's just being at peace and feeling spiritually enlightened.
One other question I wanted to ask you is the benefits of yoga. It's not about just the exercise part of yoga, but what are some benefits to yoga?
Yeah, the exercise part is a big thing. Of course, you feel better, your body gets more flexible, but you do actually have health benefits. By moving your body, you're increasing your blood flow, so you can help decrease your blood pressure, which can help decrease your risk of getting heart disease. There's definite benefits to, even decreasing your risk of cancer because you're moving more, you're getting your blood flowing, you're massaging your organs. By doing twists and things like that, you really are. You're moving and waking up organs that maybe have been quiet or kind of wrapped in stillness. They're not being exercised, if you will. So you're getting that deep internal benefit of the physicality of yoga.
Right, and I know in the past my parents were like, yoga, is that a religion?
Yeah.
Or what is that?
A lot of people think that.
Mm-hmm.
There's some similarities between Hinduism and yoga, but yoga isn't an actual religion. I mentioned those 8 limbs. They're the movement part, and then there's some actual spiritual parts of it, but it's not a religion per se. They're again just looking to, through the body, through the mind, connecting the two, which is kind of the word yoga. What that means is yoking mind and body. They're trying to get to a better place. So there's lots of things that go into yoga, but no, it's not a religion.
And for people that practice yoga and love yoga, it was International Yoga Day this week. We celebrated that. And I understand it's, 3 years old? Or?
Right. India sponsored the first International Yoga Day in 2015, so this past Wednesday was the 3rd annual. It was a way to just kind of recognize the impact that yoga has had in our global community. Yoga, more than anything, I would say, has really spread because of the globalization of the world that we live in. Mm-hmm. The Prime Minister of India, Modi, he said when he was practicing with 100 yoga students over the International Yoga Day that yoga has really helped India become more profound and have people recognize its culture because of this practice of doing poses of yoga, essentially. It's maybe one of their best exports. And I would have to agree that, and 36 million Americans that practice yoga every year, they agree as well, I would say.
Right. Well, for somebody in Alpena or around us in Northeast Michigan that hasn't practiced, what should they do to come here and take, one of your classes or another yoga class?
That'd be wonderful. Yeah. They can come up to the club, and we have classes almost every day of the week for teaching or for taking yoga classes. And in fact, we have a special yoga on the beach this Saturday. Okay. It's at 8 a.m. at Starlight Beach. So anyone from the community can come to that, and it'll be a wonderful experience to get outside and get some nature and doing some sun salutations out there with the waves crashing in.
Well, like always, Kelly, thank you so much for the education on yoga and practicing yoga with you. And for you guys that have not participated in yoga, make sure you check out the Bay Athletic Club. I'm Star Connor, your host for Fitness Friday.